The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes by Suzanne Collins. If you have not read this yet and you claim to be a Hunger Games fan, you're not a Hunger Games fan. I read this last year, I think, when it first came out. I was super excited, and I'm excited to be doing a review today. Cornelius Snow, the Palpatine of Hunger Games, the Wicked Witch, who else can we name? The Severus Snape of the Hunger Games universe. Like the epitome of evil, right? Sending children to basically die for entertainment purposes. This is his story, and I was super excited to read it, to see, like, is he born this way? Are evil people born this way? Or is it something in their childhood that has shaped them into the men and women they become? So, what do you think? This book starts off with Cornelius he's graduating. So he's a teenager and he's just about to graduate. And it's the morning of reaping day. And he lives with his grandma and his cousin Tigress, which I didn't realize Tigress was related to him. Like, I didn't understand that. Did you know that? I didn't know that. So that's who he lives with. His grandma's like still a diehard Capital. She's always talking about the Snows and the prestige. And they do, like, you know, the national anthem, like, every morning. She, like, sings at the top of her lungs the national anthem. And she's always talking about, you know, the Capitol and the Capitol's pride and how great it is to be a Snow. But she's kind of, like, crazy and lost it because the Snows currently, they have nothing. Like, it's just Cornelius and Tigress. There's like no furniture left, and they've really had to like sell off furniture to make money to pay for rent. No one really realizes they're so poor because they put on the air of, obviously, we're the Snows, but in reality they are like on the verge of collapse. They have no food and it's like dire circumstances. So Cornelius, that morning, it's the morning of reaping, and he's worried about like this shirt. He has no clothes to wear that's nice enough for the reaping. And Tigress, she has been in a apprenticeship, which is kind of more like slavery. But I mean, isn't all apprentices slavery? And she like sneaks in this shirt and fixes it for him, and he's so grateful. And all they have is like cabbage soup. They mention it like quite a few times about his cabbage soup, and he hates cabbage soup and he's never gonna eat cabbage soup again. And I don't quite know why cabbage soup is always brought up when there's nothing to eat. Is cabbage super cheap? I don't know. I don't think it is. Like, I feel like potato soup would be easier, but I don't know. So Snow gets to school, and all of kind of the prestigious kids get like top picks for the reaping. You're kind of like a part of it and you're their mentor back then. So Cornelius's name doesn't get called till the very, very last, and it's like this huge slap in the face. He's so embarrassed. He can't believe that he got District 12. I mean, what are the odds of that, right? So he has District 12, the mining community, which we all know from Katniss Everdeen. And that's what he gets, and he's kind of pissed about it. So when his district is called and it's 12, the girl that comes up, she automatically grabs the attention of like everyone. She's wearing like this rainbow dress, and she kind of like dances her way up there, and before they know it, she has dropped. She like pulls out a little snake out of her pocket and drops it into another district's like dress. Like she just kind of like smirks and it's like plop, and it's like all sorts of craziness. But of course from then on she's like the crowd favorite, right? Like in this book, you realize that he's not born a psychopath. But I also like in the book that she's made it so you still kind of don't like him, right? We're never going to be rooting for the bad guy. There's not a point you're like, oh, come on. That was a bad example. But he's always arrogant. He's always felt entitled. And you can see that through the book. So he's not born evil, but it's really the choices he makes, right? He's very, very selfish and out to get what's best for him. He is capable of friendship. He has a really good friend, but when you read the book, you'll find that when it comes to his best interests, Cornelius's best interest, I mean, friendship ultimately means nothing. Cornelius really learns to like Lucy Gray, and at one point he gets kicked out of school, and for his punishment he is sent to District 12, and she's there, and she's kind of part of this like mashup circus performers. And there's another guy that likes her, and he's kind of the type like, I want her like for myself, like no one else can have her, like very possessive. She's mine. I will have her. No one else will have her. And that's when there's some problem with his one friend who also was sent with him to District 12. You know, it's not a happy ending, and I feel like you kind of know it's not going to be a happy ending, but it really gives you a good insight and look into the man Cornelius is. Overall, it's really Cornelius making choices that bring him to the point of where he's at 65 years later, when Katniss is introduced to us. Let me see that. Ooh, I like that. That's fun. So overall, I really like this book. It was a little bit slow in some places, but overall, I feel like if you are a fan of Hunger Games, which I was and am a huge fan. Like, I still love Hunger Games. I still watch Hunger Games. The books were fantastic in my perspective. So I feel like if you haven't read the set, read it and tell me what you think. And if you've read it, also tell me what you think, because I would love to discuss some like key points that you need to read. And see what you think. Tell me if your analogy of Cornelius Snow is also the same as mine. This book is rated a 3.81 on Goodreads. I gave it a 4 just because it is a little bit slow in a couple spots. But it doesn't have like a lot of huge great ratings, but I feel like you gotta like it. Like, you do. If you're a fan of Hunger Games, you just have to like it. Period. Thanks for joining me on another Looks and Books. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you read it. And I will see you next Friday for another book. If you have any suggestions, let me know. Otherwise, happy Friday and thanks for joining me. Bye, love you.